Julius Caesar is usually remembered as a great general and a powerful ruler, but long before he controlled Rome, he was drowning in debt. Not small debt, massive debt, so large that if he had failed even once, his life and career would have ended. In Rome, debt was not just about money, it was about honor, reputation, and survival. And Caesar understood something most people did not. Debt could be a weapon, if used correctly. In ancient Rome, debt was dangerous. If you owed too much and could not pay, you could lose everything: your property, your social status, even your freedom. Many politicians avoided debt because it made them weak. Caesar did the opposite. He used debt to move faster than his rivals, even if it meant living on the edge of ruin. As a young man, Caesar spent far more than he owned. He borrowed money to dress well, to host public events, and to give gifts. People noticed him. Crowds remembered him. While others saved carefully, Caesar invested in attention, and attention in Rome was power. But this strategy came with fear. Caesar owed so much money that creditors watched his every move. If he failed to win elections or military commands, they could destroy him. At one point, he was so deeply in debt that he could not leave the city without permission because creditors might arrest him. This is where Caesar made his first important move. He didn't try to escape debt, he embraced it. He looked for positions that offered not just honor, but money. When he became governor of Spain, many thought it was a small role. Caesar saw it as salvation. In Spain, Caesar acted quickly. He led military campaigns, collected spoils, and enforced taxes. He paid off part of his debt, but more importantly, he proved something vital. He showed that he could turn borrowed money into real power. Creditors began to see him not as a risk, but as an opportunity. When Caesar returned to Rome, something had changed. Powerful men were willing to lend him even more money, not because he was safe, but because he was useful. Debt had turned him into a rising investment. Caesar used this money carefully. He did not hoard it. He spent it on people. He paid for games, festivals, and public buildings. Ordinary Romans began to associate Caesar with generosity and hope. While other politicians argued in the Senate, Caesar was visible in the streets. Debt allowed him to buy loyalty before he officially had power. People felt they owed him something, even if they didn't realize it. This worried Rome's elite. They believed power should be slow, careful, and controlled by tradition. Caesar was moving too fast, but they underestimated how deeply debt had tied him to people. The most dangerous debt Caesar used was political debt. He formed alliances by sharing money, favors, and future promises. The famous alliance between Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus was not based on friendship. It was built on financial need and mutual benefit. Crassus, the richest man in Rome, became one of Caesar's biggest supporters. He didn't lend Caesar money out of kindness. He believed Caesar would deliver influence, laws, and opportunity. Debt became a bridge between ambition and capital. As Caesar rose, his debts grew again. Campaigns were expensive. Armies needed pay. Soldiers followed generals who could reward them. Caesar borrowed heavily to keep his legions loyal. He understood something simple. Soldiers fight harder for leaders who take care of them. When Caesar marched his army across the Rubicon, he was not just starting a civil war. He was protecting his financial survival. If he lost, his enemies would cancel his protections, call in his debts, and destroy him. Victory was the only option. Once Caesar gained control of Rome, he did something unexpected. He did not try to punish debtors harshly. He reduced debts. He reformed interest rules. He understood that too much debt could tear society apart, just as it had nearly destroyed him. This move earned him even more loyalty. Ordinary people felt relief. Creditors were angry, but the masses supported him. Caesar had turned personal debt into national policy. In the end, debt helped Caesar rise, but it also revealed a dangerous truth. Power built on financial obligation creates strong loyalty, but also deep fear. Many senators worried that Caesar controlled too much, not just through armies, but through money. When Caesar was killed, it was not only about politics, it was about control. Debt had helped him gather loyalty faster than Rome could accept. His enemies feared a world where money and power were fully combined in one man. Caesar's story shows that debt is not just weakness, It is leverage. Used carefully, it can build alliances, loyalty, and momentum. Used badly, it destroys lives. 2,000 years later, the lesson remains. Debt does not disappear when ignored. It changes who holds power. And those who understand that often shape history.